What's good, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Manifesting with Karmic Psych Gal. My name is Shakayla. Here on my channel, I discuss the manifesting the life you deserve, my process and journey to ascension, and of course, spirituality in general. If you are new here to the channel, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate this view. And if you like what it is that I am talking about today when I'm discussing my channel message, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel because I'm trying to grow here, y'all. You know, I'm trying to get monetized out here in these streets, like help a sister out. Now, if you are part of the spiritual family, big hearts go out to you guys. As always, I am super grateful and appreciative of you. And just like, you know, I'm really feeling the vibes coming from the family or whatever this week. So I just fuck with you guys so heavy. So the first thing, we're going to jump into channel messages right away. Soon as I'm like setting up to get ready to record, I start hearing Iggy Azalea. First things first, I'm the realest. Drop this and let the whole world feel it. Let them feel it. And I'm still in the murder business. I can hold you down like I'm giving lessons and fixes. Right. You should want a bad bitch like this. Drop it low and pick it up just like this. Cup of Ace, cup of Goose, cup of Chris. And let's pause because the cup of Ace, like, come on now. The Ace of Cups, that's like new opportunities, new beginnings. I just feel like right now the energy is so like filled with confidence, self-acceptance, love for self, embracing of the flaws. And like, that's the energy we really putting down today. So I've been channeling messages all week preparing for this video, and I just want to continue and elaborate on last week's message about authenticity. Okay, it's very important that we are getting into being the truest version of ourselves. Okay, authenticity is not questioning the decisions that you make, not going to other people to consider what are their thoughts on things, not caring about what other people have to say about what it is that you're doing or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, just really being the best version of yourself is just totally embracing everything about you, who you are. This week, this energy, we got 6 planets in retrograde, and that is really pushing us into inner child healing. It's really pushing us into reflection. And when we are in a space of healing, especially inner child healing, that's like the heaviest stuff that we be holding on to, you know. This is during a time of rest, okay? The universe is encouraging us to rest, to stop doing so much, and to just be. Just be who you are. Just accept yourself, love on yourself, manifest ease into your life, okay? Self-discovery is super important this week, and self-discovery never ends because we're all constantly changing. All right, I really want to talk today in my channel message about the difference between influence and affluence. Okay, influence is like we're being impressed upon, we're being told this is what beauty looks like, we're being told this is what coolness is, this is what it requires for you to be popular, or you know, this is the stuff that you should go out and buy. You are gonna feel more validated and feel more filled if you have these material things. Where affluence is really calling in abundance into your life. Okay, so we really need to be mindful. Are we being influenced, or are we being affluent? This week, our channel number is 717. I've been seeing 17 like crazy. I've been seeing 17 with other numbers. I've been seeing my birthday with the number 17. I've been seeing 1717. And right when I was getting ready to record, it was 717 on the clock. And I know Spirit was like, you need to talk about 717. Like, what is 717? So first of all, 717 is a number that is the awakening of your third eye. Okay. And, you know, your third eye is not really right here. It really is the pineal gland. So what you're doing is you open yourself up to the divine to be talked to. Okay. This is why I said last week that, you know, what was I about to say? I don't know what I was about to say, but 717 is really calling us in to look into the reasons why we do things, what is our purpose, okay? And a lot of times we get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, and we turn our purpose into our work. We turn our purpose into paying bills. We turn our purpose in just living to die. And the thing is, that is not what life is about. Life is all about the journey. It's about the experiences. It's about embracing who you are and living that to the fullest, okay? So the more that you do that, the more that you are connected with yourself, the more that you are in tune, and that you can receive these messages from the universe. And that's what pushes us into alignment right there. So I'm gonna get started. I have 3 decks that I'm gonna be using today. I'm using the Moonology again, per usual. I love this oracle deck. I'm also using, I do not know what this deck is called because I was gifted by my friend Rose. She gave me this deck. If anybody knows what this deck is, I'm gonna look it up and tag it below, like I always tag the decks. And another thing is my friend Rose. Her name's Aurora. I've talked about her on my channel before, and I will tag her channel below. She is such a blessing to me. She is such a divine gift from God, and this is just my sister for life, okay? We've been working on this project for months. She came to me and she wanted to employ me to use my graphic design. Ain't that something? My graphic design skills, because she channels tarot decks, and what she does is she'll write out just channeled messages from spirit and put them on cards, okay? And she's like, I want to bring this deck into fruition. I want you to design these cards. And we said we're gonna design 52 of them. So out of all these cards that she made, we said we're gonna take a card deck. We're gonna do 52 cards, and every day for 52 days we pulled a card, and I created a card, and then I sent it back to her. And some days I created more than one card, and it just was such an inspirational thing. It was such a blessing to be working with somebody and just to be connecting on a spiritual level, and I love it. And we finished the deck months ago, but it's just literally been sitting in my design program. And this week she sent me a package just out the kindness of her heart. Like, she sent me a package with this shirt that she made. This is her brand. It's called Forever Mates Crochet. First of all, I just want to get in on this because, like, do you guys see the quality, the thickness of this? Like, it is so nice. It is so form-fitting. And even in the back, it has like the little beads for the top and the lower. Can you see it? This one has blue beads. The top and the lower, it ties up here and it ties back here. And it is just so freaking cute and comfortable and cozy. And she even has like her brand name here, like stitched into the design. And I am in love with it, okay? I can't wait to style it with more outfits. I can't wait to wear the second one. And she made me the dopest purse. Hold on. So this is the bag that she made me. It buttons right here. It has a cute little design that hangs down. And when I tell you the quality is so good, this is giving like luxury crochet. Like, wow. Even having her tag on here with the brand, like, I cannot, like, when I was wearing this today, y'all, like, look at me. Like, it is just something about things that are handmade. It's something about things that are made by a woman. It's something about things that are made by a Black woman at that. It really just ignites my passion and my spirit, and just like, it fills me with love. Like, when I got this package in the mail, I just cried because, one, I was so happy to be receiving something that somebody thought about me, the kindness of their heart. Like, my friend was really just like, let me gift her with some things. And not only did she gift me with something, she sent something for my girlfriend, and she sent something for Max and Eva. And I was like, bro, this is so dope. Like, I never really had, like, I don't want to say I never had friends that gave me gifts, because that's not true, but it's just the connection that we have is just so real. And I haven't really got to be like close with a woman like that in a long time, and not have trust issues or think that somebody's out to get me in some type of way. And, you know, I just fuck with that. I'm going to light a little bit of cinnamon. I've already cleansed myself and my cards with some Palo, but you know what? Not the cinnamon not trying to light. The cinnamon is good for the money manifestation vibes. It's good for good luck, okay? And I just felt called to light some today as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that burn while we start reading. So back to the deck that we created. We still don't have a name. We're still looking for a publisher. So like, if any of my tarot friends, if any of my creatives are in the chat, please drop a comment below and let me know if you know some reputable publishers that print tarot decks, okay? Because we are ready to go with this, but we really want to look for something that we can have it in good quality, but that the pricing is good for the market that we're trying to reach, which is our homegirls and homeboys. And we want it to be something that we can benefit of, but we mostly want it to be something that people can use. So like, oh, that's upside down. This is the first card, and I'm gonna laminate these. I just like literally printed these off my Cricut because we want to use this deck, and we're not gonna wait around until we have somebody. Like, look at these. And I'm just like super excited because like I made this, guys. My friend gave me the blueprint and I made all of this for my mind. I literally transmuted some fucking energy, alchemized some shit, and like that's dope as fuck. I already prayed, but we're gonna just go ahead again. Thank you, spirit guides, ancestors, angels, and archangels, Hecate and Osiris, for being with us in this space. What is it today that the collective needs to hear? You know, what is it that we need to be made aware of this week, and what is going to be pushing us forward? They were like all in order, so I'm going to try and mix them up a little bit good. Shuffle them real good. They want me to take all these. Okay. Okay. So the first card that we have coming out is number 13, okay? And I love this because, you know, the number 13 really gets a bad rep, but it's really a divine number because first it's the number of manifestation, number 1, and then the number of creation, which is number 3. This card says it's time to be loyal to yourself, okay? The first imagery is the wolf, which, back to what I was saying about when I was going to 717, another one of my channel message this week was the fox spirit animal, which is really similar to the wolf animal totem as well, okay? In my Sims game I was playing, and it was like me and my girlfriend Cherry was the Sims that I was playing with, and I wanted to adopt a puppy or whatever. So I went to go look at like the little dogs that was available for adoption. And one of them was a baby fox. And then I wanted to get it because they remind me of the Princess Nokia song. She'd be like, baby fox still in jail. And I was like, okay, I'm getting this fox. And then throughout the week, I kept seeing imagery of foxes. Like, this week is Natural Red Fox Week. That's interesting, right? So let me just look up the animal totem meaning real quick, okay? So it says, foxes are known for being devoted parents who take good care of the offspring. The fox totem animal is giving you the gift of being caring and nurturing parent to your children. Sometimes this totem animal reminds you to put your other responsibilities aside and devote more time to your children, okay? It also says that you are someone who could be found in the middle of a crowd and stand out. You value your alone time and you don't feel lonely. It's also something, what is it called, in the native community. There is a tradition where they honor the fox animal spirit, okay? It says it's time to tap into your psychic senses. And it says the fox animal totem belongs to those who understand wisdom can be found in humor. Invoke fox as your power animal when you need to help to avoid confrontation. Interesting. I was just talking about throat chakra vibes earlier. Y'all see that I'm wearing the blue vibes. So very interesting. Now, when we look at this message, like it's time to be loyal to yourself, this is all about what I was just saying about authenticity. And what that is just honoring the truest version of yourself. Each time that we say yes to the world, yes, I will be this type of girl, yes, I will have this type of personality, yes, I'll wear these type of clothes, we're saying no to ourselves when it's things that is not what we want. And if it's not what we want, then it's not in alignment with us. So that even means when we take jobs that we don't want to have, when we are fucking up our boundaries just to say yes to people. It's like you have to be loyal to yourself first. You have to put your cup first, okay? And with this full moon, like the full moon is just a culmination of energy. It's just saying that the fulfillment is available to you should you want to seek it. You know what I mean? The next card that we have is the energy of 50. Okay, this is change and taking risks while you are going through changes. Okay, the common saying is you cannot expect to do the same thing and get different results. Like the definition of insanity is repeating and think that you're going to have a different outcome. Okay, so with this one here, still broken, this really to me is like hinting back at the inner child. And like I said, during this time with all these planets in retrograde for the next 6 months, we're going to be confronted with people and situations in our life, in our everyday environment that triggers us, that shows us that there are still spaces in us that needs to be healed. And that's when it's time to have those conversations with your shadow. You know what I'm saying? That's when it's time to really basically pull out the x-ray to look at the blueprint of who you are and think about, okay, I believe this certain thing for a long time, but it didn't help me at all. Okay, so maybe it's time that I change my beliefs around. Anyways, who told me to believe that? Anyways, where did this come from? Where's this belief founded in? And then when we start to take apart these things, we start to realize that actually I'm not broken. I'm just separated consciously from the truest version of myself. And these are opportunities. These moments are opportunities for us to get back into that. Okay. And the next card, okay, it says everything is connected. We got an old school telephone. And if you can see, like, this is a real close up image of like a web. Okay. And, this really speaks to our manifestations and everything being connected, our spiritual, our mental, our emotional, and our physical, okay? So how manifestation works is we're working with the elementals here, okay? We're working with fire, earth, water, air. So the first thing is that you start to have an emotion about something, okay? Your emotions is the first key indicator that's going to tell you if something's right, wrong, or otherwise, right? Your intuition, your gut feeling that you have that says, I like this, I don't like this, I enjoy this shit pisses me off. And you have to listen to yourself. And when you start to listen, either you listen to yourself or you go along with the shit, and then that starts to spark into your mind, which is your thought. Okay, your thought is the air. So then we move from the air and we think about something so much, and it ignites some type of passion or interest in us, and then it moves into the fire. And then when it goes from the fire, when you start to have all this passion and excitement, it's going to energize you to do something. And that's when we move into the earth element. That's when the manifestation hits the ground and it's time for us to move. We start seeing stuff going very fast. And Spirit wants you to be intentional about how you are using these energies. Be intentional about what are you allowing to manifest into your life, because it's all connected. So the first thing is pay attention to your emotions. What is your body telling you? Be at home in your body. Like when you meditate, Really focus and listen to your body. Is there areas that you're having pain in? Any areas you're having discomfort in? Okay, what area is that? Am I having gut trouble? What chakra is the gut connected to? It's connected to the solar plexus. Oh my God, I'm also having confidence issues. Everything is connected. You just have to really look deeper into the meeting. And like with this phone being on this card, is giving, let's have a talk. Let's have a conversation about this. And the collective, we have to be willing to have these hard conversations with ourselves, okay? So that is that. Okay, now this week I've been picking up on a lot of energies. The first thing is there has been an infestation of fruit flies in my house. And also I just been picking up on energies of other people around me, and I was like, why do they feel like I have bad intentions towards them? I literally don't. And I had to reflect on that. Like, that's also my energy. So am I perceiving that these people have bad intention towards me? So we have to kind of think about things that way. And also understand that anytime that your energy is attracted to something else, that energy is also attracted back to you, okay? And with the next card that we have here, it says, you are thinking about them because they are thinking about you. So like every time you start to have that feeling, I know it's Mercury retrograde, so probably you got exes hitting you up, you got past friends hitting you up. At the very least, they're watching your social media, whether it's obviously like you can pull up on the story and see who's watching it, or rather you don't know at all, but you can feel their energy. Like maybe you're thinking about them, or maybe you think about some shit in the past that you haven't thought of in months or years, and it's like because they are also thinking of you, okay? That's how energy works. It's two opposite sides of the spectrum, and the energy's meeting here where you can feel that when you're in tune with yourself. It's like, why am I thinking about this person? I haven't thought about them in months. Or like, why is this person watching my story? I thought they didn't even fuck with me like that. Like, they do fuck with you like that, baby, okay? I was telling one of my friends earlier this week, because somebody that she really didn't talk to no more, or who was like, she felt like was giving her bad vibes in the past, was like kind of like trying to interact with her now. And I was just like, you know, first of all, jealousy is just love and hate at the same time. So anytime in the past when somebody showed you weird energy and then they come back around and try and be really nice or outgoing or friendly or try and get back in your life, it's because at one point they were really obsessed with something about you attracted to them, and they liked it. And then it put a reflection on that person to say, damn, maybe I'm not doing enough, or whatever it is that people do, however they perceiving you, and then they make it like it's something against you, and now they start to not like you, and they're jealous of you and certain things that you have on your life. And like, comparison is really the thief of joy, y'all. Like, for real, whenever you online and you looking at people and you thinking, oh, I wish I had this or that, you really don't know what that person had to go through to get that. And another note is that they only showing you what they want to show you. Just like you got a social media profile and you only post every so often, or you only post certain sides of yourself. You only showing the world what you want the world to see, and just like everybody else. And just like you're not going to go online and tell every time you're going through something, neither does anybody else. We're all having the same energy. So we got to release the jealousy. We got to release the comparison. And even if it's our energy or for somebody else's energy towards us, transmute it. Send it back with love and light. Just let them know, like, I love you from afar, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is the intention to say that I don't care, sending you love, peace. That's it, and go on about your day. Like, don't give too much energy to negative people and situations. The next card that I have is Good Karma. Okay, I really love this card because it hints at divine timing, right? When we looking at the reflection of this watch and really our perception of what's happening at this current moment. I seen this conversation on TikTok earlier this week, and this guy said it's bad karma to be nice or be kind to bad people. The first thing is, there is no good or bad people. We've all done fucked up shit to somebody, or did something that we regret in the past that we can't take it back, or maybe we had to learn from So that didn't make you a bad person. It just means that you did something bad in the past and hopefully you learned from it. And some people don't learn from it. Some people continue messed up behaviors and that's how they get labeled as bad, or even narcissists and all this stuff, you know? But it really had me thinking about that, because everybody doesn't deserve your good energy, and also everybody doesn't deserve your protection. We don't realize how protected we are and how that extends to other people around us. So when we take the time out to be generous to people who don't deserve that, that's energy that could have just went into ourself being fulfilled, or went to people who are capable of reciprocating those energies. So just be mindful of that. Like, your good karma comes back to you with all of the energy that you put out in the world. So as you just consistently send out unconditional love to other people, even if you don't fuck with them, you're receiving good karma back for that. Okay. You receive time back in some way, shape, or form for, one, putting yourself first, and two, for honoring yourself. Okay. So just understand that that is what good karma is. Like, and you can have karma from your past lives and stuff. Like, I'll link a video right here. It's about numerology, and one of the numbers that you can look up is your karmic number, and you see how much karma that you have in this current lifetime that you carried over from past lifetimes. And some people have zero karma, so any karma that they're dealing with in this lifetime is energy that they projected in this lifetime. And then some of us, we do have karma that we are basically working off this balance, so to speak. Okay. And as we work off this balance, the more good energy that we send out to other people and even send out to ourselves, it becomes a reflection, and that energy just comes back to us in different ways. So don't think so much about, you know, what you could have did in the past, or trying to change anything, or even harping on other things that other people did to you, because trust that they're going to receive their karma, or they're going to learn from it, and then they'll be a better person. And you may not have got to experience them as the better person, but some of us, we're meant to be in relationships with people just to produce change in their life. And that's just the truth. But you have to look into the numerology of your own birthday. If you want to book a numerology reading with me, you can do so at fullmoonbeauties.com, or by going into the description box and hitting the link. Okay. Now we've got other people's energy coming in towards us, but like I said, everything is a reflection. So at the same time that somebody might be feeling this about you, you might feel the same exact feeling towards them or towards somebody else. It says, I read you wrong and misjudged you. Okay. So this one is super interesting, because this week, well, today I just recorded my episode for the podcast with Cherry, and it'll be up on next Monday. And we were talking about the multiverse, if you guys know what that is, which is basically, the multiverse is one timeline that we're all existing in, but there's different versions of us. Okay. There's us in different spaces of this lifetime and even other lifetimes. So a lot of times we are looking at situations and we are looking at them, and sometimes we judge them based off of our past experience with other people, and sometimes we judge them based off of our perception of who we think they are. One thing I was talking about on a podcast this week is that in my past relationship, or even not full-blown relationships, but people that I was dating and I quickly realized I had to move on from, because it really was only one full-blown relationship that I felt like this. But it was like, me personally, I always had this certain image pushed upon me, first starting at home at a young age. When my body started to fill out, it was like I was this type of girl, like this sexy girl, or because of my body shape, or you know, my mom would accuse me of having sex or being with guys and stuff like that. And like, that wasn't the case. That was just like the perception people put on me based off of how I looked. Even I remember one time this kid told me like, it was no way that I was a virgin because I was bow-legged. First of all, that's just some dumb shit that people are uneducated about sex health say. But just imagine like going through your life holding on to things that people say about you. and then getting into your relationships, and then you start to project this certain type of personality who you think you are, because this is people who told you that you had to be like. That was my experience. And then I get into relationships and I feel comfortable to be my true self and to be the full me in all capacity, which is not just, you know, this girl with a cute body shape. I'm a real person. I have feelings and thoughts and opinions, and I'm not agreeable most of the time, and I'm not this perfect image that people make up with me in their head. And it's not before long before they get bored or uninterested with me, because they want me to continue on being this version of me that they met online or something, like who they perceived me to be. I remember one time I was dating this girl, and she just would say stuff like, y'all know how I am. Everything is like spiritual to me. So I'll be like, you know, having provoking conversations. And she's just like, you're just too deep. She told me I was too deep. And for the longest, I either was too sensitive. Now I'm too deep. And then she's like, everything doesn't have to be about spirituality. And it's like, to you. And one day she called me on my phone, and I was talking about something, and she didn't want to talk about that. And I was just like, you do not like me. And she was like, I do like you. I really like you. And I was like, no, you don't. Because it seems like you don't enjoy my real personality. Like, and that's okay. But stop calling me then. You know what I mean? So a lot of times we read other people wrong. We misjudge them based off the perception of who we think we are, based off of a little piece of them that they showed us. So the first thing is, if you want healthy relationships, if you want your relationships to work out, then you have to be willing to love people unconditionally enough to really get to know them, to allow them to be the fullest version of themselves with you, without having to turn off or tweak certain parts of themselves to make you feel comfortable. Okay. And that's just some real shit. We're not always going to be surrounded by people who are our exact vibrational match, or even have the most things in common with us. And that's okay. But like, why don't you have the capacity to deal with people at their fullest version of themselves? That's weird. Now, the next card that we have coming out is 44, okay? And you guys know this 44 is a big karma number, okay? 44 is a number of balance when we look at those numbers that mirror each other like that. And also a number of stability of the home life and things like that. So that means that here in this card, it says world events, and it says breaking news, okay? So this is the things that are happening on a global aspect, but it's affecting our collective individually, okay? So you'll start to see your home and family life, some changes in your homely family life based off of things that's happening in the whole world from a global standpoint. So just kind of like paying attention to the news enough, but also reading into it specifically how it applies to your life. Like, I moved back to Illinois, so I'm currently in Illinois. They just put out this new law that they are wanting to put out, and this is a good law. It's a good law that's going to help a lot of Black and brown people stay out of jail, especially when they can't afford bail. And there's a difference between jail and prison. Jail means that you haven't been convicted of anything yet. You're just awaiting trial, where prison means you've been convicted and your ass is grass. You're there. You there until they say you can get out, or you're up for parole and you can try to plead your case again. But jail means that you could have got pulled over for a ticket and they decided to lock you up that night, okay? Jail means you could have gotten to a domestic dispute with somebody that you're in a relationship with and then got locked up, and you could be there waiting for 5 months. So they put out this whole big message saying that basically it's like a purge law, and this is going to allow people to be able to incite more dangerous crimes and stuff like that. And it's like, first of all, these people haven't even been convicted of a crime. Hold on. And people take it totally out of context, and then they fearmonger and they do all this stuff. And it's just like, baby, first of all, reading is fundamental. Stop believing everything you see online. Pull up the transcripts from what the new laws are actually saying, and what does this mean, and how is it going to personally affect you and your community. First of all, I don't even live in one of those 3 counties that this law is expected to make a difference in. This is the counties where their jails are so full that they cannot hold any more prisoners for 3 months, for 6 months, for 5 months, for 2 weeks. They're over capacity. And you can't just send somebody to prison who hasn't been convicted of anything yet. So this is a good thing. Why would I personally be worried about this when I'm not in a place where the jails are over capacity? I'm a law abiding citizen, and for all intents and purposes, I don't even live in an area where those type of crimes are occurring on a regular basis. When you see the news come out, you need to really look at it in a really close scale of how is this personally impacting you, how is this personally impacting your life, your family members, and get to the meat and potatoes of it. Stop fucking just believing every damn thing you see on TV. Like, that shit's mad annoying. I'm gonna pull a card, one card please, Spirit, from the Moonology deck, so we can see what the energies is offering from us on an astrological standpoint this week. They said flip it, flip it. Oh, so this is full moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the sign of adventure. They're the adventure seeker. They're rebellious in nature, okay? They are a fire sign, so that means the passion rawr is coming out. This card says, look at the bigger picture, which is really where I left my message off at, so that is perfect. You know what that means. In every area of your life, don't just look at things so small and minute all the time either. Like, look at the bigger picture. Like, sometimes we get so caught up in the little problems of our day that start to lower our vibration, and it's like, on a big scale of things, is me not being able to have my coffee before work really about to ruin my whole day? Like, the rest of the day hasn't even started yet. Look at the bigger picture when you are out here having situations. And I especially love the symbolism on this card, which is the bow and arrow that is the Sagittarius, but specifically that area is going up. You know, it's like our vibrations, they can go up, they can go down, but you have the power to raise that vibration, okay? And you also have the power to set the intention throughout your day to make it go however you want it to go. I encourage you, every morning when you get up, take a moment of gratitude. Be grateful for what you have, for who you are, the people in your life, the things that you didn't have in the past and you have now, the things that you complain about sometimes, but you are so glad that they are part of your life. And that alone raises your vibration. And then setting the intention and say, today is going to be a great day. When I send my kids off to school every day, I ask them, are y'all ready to have a good day? Today's going to be a great day. And then when they get out of school, guess what they say? Their day was great. They rarely have a lot of complaints. So set the intention. And when you go into the day and you really believe it, you really have that faith that it's going to be a great day and that even the little things are not going to bring you down. It does. Like, those intentions really matter, okay? Be intentional this week. And then I'm going to pull one card from this deck as well. I am like so excited that I'm using a deck that I made. Like, this is dope as fuck. Okay, so Spirit said 3 cards. Fuck what you talking about. So the first energy we have is the number 12. It says observe. Interesting. I feel like this is really looking at the different versions of ourselves, the different sides of ourselves, and really just being present in who we are. I feel like that's what this card really says to us. Okay, I feel like this person is receiving a download, a channel message. You see them, they're like dressing all white, and then there's this spectrum of colors flowing into them, of basically the spectrum of chakra. And these 4 beings surrounding her with support. Like, this is really giving me angelic vibes as well, like being watched, like your spirit team is watching you, they're protecting you, they're guiding you. Okay, so just as you are being observant in your reality, you're being observed as well, not only through the spiritual realm but in the physical realm as well. That goes back to, you're thinking about them, they're thinking about you. This is interesting. She kind of looks like that girl off of Handmaid's Tale, but she's wearing white. Interesting. Next, we have the energy of 6. It says giving and receiving. And we got another 4 hands here. 5 hands, right? One holding one larger set of hands. And then we got these other colors. We got the solar plexus, which they're holding in the hands. And then we got purple, blue, and green, which is the crown, the throats, and the heart chakra. So we're having some work going on, some healing through our upper chakras this week, and that's a beautiful gift from the universe. We are definitely, like I said from last week, moving into this feminine energy of Pisces, where we are letting things just flow, just be, and we are able to re-believe that we are completely and totally deserving of everything. Like when you believe it, you start to really receive it. And then also how I said these energies are reflecting upon each other. Each time that you give, you are receiving in the same breath. And every time that you receive, it gives you more capacity to give to others, okay? 6 is the energy of unconditional love. So just always meeting people with that energy, and trust me, you'll start to see it reflect back in your own life as well, okay? And then where we are with the number 4, and says lead, okay? This guy has a plan. This is interesting. And it almost looks like his higher self is just behind him, backing him up. And also like a outer body projection in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Which goes back to being observant. It's like the plan is already in place even before you knew you had a plan, if that makes sense. Before it was a physical manifestation of you carrying out these plans, your spirit body already knew what was up. And then it definitely has these blue throat chakra vibes here. So I feel like for sure we are in the energy of the throat, which means that it's time to speak your truth. And not only is speaking your truth verbally, but physically being your authentic self, you know what I'm saying? And showing the world, this is who I am, unapologetically, not caring, not letting society tell you who to be or project any insecurities onto you as well, because God created you in his image. And what that means is that you are God. Do you understand that? You are God, and you have the capacity to create any and everything. You were giving those powers, you know what I'm saying? And it's when we can recognize the God within ourselves, that's when we really truly can connect with the divine. Okay, that it's just, yes. Well, that is the full reading for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in with me and checking out this video. I really hope that you guys have an amazing week. Please drop below in the comments if you enjoyed this video, if it resonated with you, if you like my new deck, and if you know where we can start trying to publish this bad boy, because I'm really excited about getting it out there. And to check out the podcast, I've Got Time. We are streaming on all platforms. That's Anchor FM, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Audible, Amazon Music. I mean, we're everywhere. So please check us out. If you want to check out some of our video content, we do have a TikTok, and we post to Instagram as well at I've Got Time Podcast. Just check the description below. And if you would like to book with me, of course, you can do so by heading to fullmoonbeauties.com or clicking the link in the description box. I love you so much. I'm sending you all, guys, love, peace, and abundance.